Unlock hidden results with broad keywords. What's going on, everybody? David Feldman-Makrias back with you again, and I have some exciting news, at least I think, in the car dealer Google ad space, and maybe the Google ad space for local businesses beyond, because we recently tested broad keywords in an isolated situation, and it paid off. Now, before I get into those actual results, let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm going to switch over here, and this is, hang on, let me get rid of this junk. Okay, so what I want to show here is these three keywords as an example mean all different things in the back end of Google Ads. One more time. These three keywords mean all different things in the back end of Google Ads. So you'll see Chevy for sale with quotes, and Chevy for sale with brackets. So again, in the back end of Google Ads, these all mean different things. They are different types of keywords. Not all keywords are created equal. When we utilize match types, that is when you're going to trigger different searches. So let me even back up further, and I'm going to do this and show you an example as well. So on the left-hand side of this, we have, I call it the back end of Google Ads. And that's what a keyword is, right? Oftentimes, keywords are confused or synonymized with example searches, right? But they're not the same thing, okay? Let me give you an example. The keyword input in the back end of Google Ads, Chevy for sale with no quotes, no brackets, no anything. That could potentially yield searches like Silverado for sale, Chevy near me, and a bunch of other searches. Notice that this is very broad. We're not looking for Silverado, but Chevy Silverado could trigger for a broad keyword. The Chevy Camaro could trigger, Chevy Corvette could trigger. And the reason we've stayed away from broad keywords is because we just can't focus them in correctly. It buys whatever the market is bringing. But that's why we've used match types for pretty much ever. That's the way to fine tune Google Ads. So let me show you. Phrase match is this one with quotes, Chevy for sale. That's your back end of Google Ads keyword. What type of searches that triggers is an example 2023 Chevy Silverado for sale. Chevy Silverado for sale in Chicago. This could be 2024 Chevy Camaro for sale. This could be 2025 brand new Chevy 01 Corvette. It really just has to have the keywords Chevy for sale in the example search close to each other, right? So even though this is Chevy Silverado for sale, you still have Chevy for and sale in that order. There can be little keywords like 2023 and Silverado that go in between. That's how that match type works. That's a phrase match. This is the one with quotes. Now the final one, Chevy for sale with the brackets, that's exact. So you're going to get the exact search phrase or very, very close to that. So Chevy Silverado for sale would be a match for Chevy for sale, right? Chevrolet for sale, new Chevy for sale, Chevy Camaro for sale. You're going to get very, very, very close. It's not a 100% exact match, but it's very close. So as far as the amount of searches go, this one will yield the least amount of searches, but will be the most specific. This one here, phrase match, will be the kind of your middle of the road, and it's what we've found a lot of success with. That's your phrase match, so that'll yield pretty specific, but also a little bit broad. And then Chevy for sale, we used to stay away from these, stay away from broad keywords because they're just trigger all this different stuff that we don't necessarily want to buy. Like we don't want to necessarily buy Silverado for sale in a Chevy for sale campaign. Well, maybe we have a Silverado campaign. It's going to bid against each other, and that's where the organization comes into play, or at least so we thought, right? So we thought. Here's the interesting idea that I would like to share with y'all. Okay, So this is right out of an account. We were having some trouble with a name campaign for a dealership. Car dealers, you may recognize name campaigns. That's just your name. It could be your whatever the name is on your dealership. You buy that. A lot of car dealers would argue against buying it. We recommend buying it, especially if you have high competition in your area and you're not owning your backyard as far as people searching for that name. So with that, here's the interesting part. In October, we did a test. We had our usual name campaign, which is just underperforming. We thought it was just really underperforming. Wasn't getting enough phone calls and conversions and things of that nature. Versus we did another name campaign, all the same targeting, 10 mileage or so radius around the dealership, using the same keywords. But the only change we did, again, these are 2 search campaigns, no PMAX, no display expansion. The only change that we did was broad. We used broad keywords, and we had a big list of negative keywords, and we only used a broad keyword. Look at the difference. This is incredible. So impressions, 2,600, almost 2,700 versus 1,400. So we showed up a heck of a lot more using broad keywords. Cost, we spent $250 compared to almost $1,000. So we almost doubled our impressions for less than a third of the money. Interesting. So our average cost was 26 cents for the broad campaign, $1.63 for the non-broad for that exact. Look at this. This is where I really took an interest. We had 262 conversions, almost 263 compared to 166, right? 112 phone calls compared to 66 phone calls. These are the meaningful results we want. This is calls, leads, forms, texts, and then obviously this is phone calls. We got double the results for a third of the money using this strategy. Let me repeat that. We got double the results for a third of the money. Literally, 66 times 2 is 112. Almost double the conversions. Double the results for a third of the money. Double the results, third of the money. Double the results, third of the money. Double the results, third of the money. These are the insights that my team is always testing. It's a very interesting case. I'm not sure if it's going to work in every situation, but this little specificity, this example, gives us proof that we need to test broad keywords more. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you tested broad keywords, what are your findings? I don't imagine this is going to work in every scenario, but in an isolated scenario, when you have the authority, meaning a name campaign or a geo brand dealer campaign, a location plus your brand plus your dealer, like Chicago Ford dealer or something like that, it may really, really work. Test broad keywords. What are your findings? Let me know in the comments if you're confused about this at all, but you want to know how to cut your budget in thirds and double your results at the same time. Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much. David Feldman-Makrias. See you in the next one.